A longtime advocate for the Northwest Resource Benefits Alliance, MLA for Skatine Nathan Cullen, says this money is acknowledgement of Northwest BC's contributions to the province.
And it proves the model that is true in other places in BC, in the Northeast, and the Columbia Basin, that the province acknowledges the needs of our local communities and is willing to share in the revenue that the province collects on behalf of all British Columbians with the Northwest, so we can build up our communities, we can make them even more beautiful places to live.
He says these investments will help bump northern communities into a bracket that puts them on par with larger municipalities applying for federal and provincial funds.
Particularly for some of our smaller communities, don't have a big tax base. It's very difficult to even apply for a lot of the funding opportunities, either with the province or with the feds. And so you can see instances where communities fall further and further behind because they just don't have the money to match up with provincial and federal dollars. So what's great about the RBA is it enables communities to use the millions of dollars they're going to get every year to then match that up so that they can apply for those federal grants, for those provincial grants. And it takes a bit of the disadvantage away that a lot of rural communities have.
Cullen says the $250 million commitment over 5 years is the starting point, and the Alliance will be seeking to renegotiate and renew the contributions for another cycle of years in the future.
Yeah, and what the amount is, and do we need to tweak the program? All those things we're going to learn in the next couple of years, but getting to this point was really critical. We really relied on the communities to work out the funding arrangement amongst our local governments. The province didn't intervene and tell communities how to split up the funding. And again, that shows the partnerships because historically, maybe our towns argued a little bit more with one another, rivalries and all that. But in the world that we live in today, the more we work together, the stronger we are together. That's what we're competing with the world, right? In attracting investment and being an attractive place for people to live. Our competition isn't one town over. Our competition is the rest of the province, the rest of the country, and in fact, the world. And so we know we've got to keep our communities being the vibrant places that they are.
For CFTK-TV News, I'm Jaylene Matthews.